Imagine this. You apply for a mortgage or a personal loan and get rejected. Not because of your credit score, not because of your income, but because an AI system somewhere, trained on billions of data points you'll never see, quietly decided you were too risky. No explanation, no appeal, just the computer says no. That's the world we're building with these AI systems. One where invisible systems make decisions about our lives based on the data we didn't even know we were giving away. Today on Quantum Logic, we're asking the question, can data privacy actually exist in the age of artificial intelligence? We know that artificial intelligence is hungry for information. It always has been. It consumes vast amounts of data every second. Modern AI systems, especially the ones behind chatbots, fraud detection tools, and image generators, require enormous datasets to learn and evolve. The more you feed them, the better they get. But there's a catch. AI doesn't just consume data, it remembers patterns, makes connections, and reuses information in ways no traditional system ever could. And sometimes it learns too much. You're leaving traces of yourself everywhere, and AI is stitching them together in ways that will make your skin crawl. In this section, I want to talk a little bit about the Data Mosaic Effect. Let's say, for example, your fitness app tracks your steps. We know that's useful for our health. Your phone also knows your location. We use Google Maps to find where we are and also where we want to go. And when we go shopping, that shopping site logs your purchases, knows what you've done in your purchase history, and also makes suggestions on items that you may want to buy next. Think of Amazon as an example, or eBay. On their own, these systems seem harmless. But what happens when AI combines them? Well, this is what's called the Data Mosaic Effect. This is a digital collage that reassembles your identity from fragments of information. Even if each piece is anonymized, the whole picture is anything but. Your data is like confetti. Alone, it's meaningless, but AI is the fan blowing it into a perfect portrait of you. That's how good these systems are getting. And in this mosaic, privacy doesn't vanish all at once. It gets chipped away, one consent click at a time. Now let's talk about something even creepier. Membership inference attacks. Bear with me with this one. So imagine someone being able to ask an AI, hey, was Spencer's data in your training set? And the AI, just by how it responds, gives away the answer. This is happening in healthcare, in finance, in education. The AI doesn't spill your exact info, but at least the fact that you were part of the data set. And that alone can reveal a lot. It's like guessing someone's secret hobby because they're way better at trivia questions about it than most people. Their knowledge leaks what they've been exposed to. We've mentioned AI bias a few times on this podcast, but it's definitely worth mentioning here again. Right now, AI doesn't form opinions, at least not yet. It forms patterns from the data it's fed. And if that data is biased, well, so is the outcome. An AI trained on past hiring data might unconsciously prioritize male applicants. One trained on arrest records might unfairly flag certain ethnicities. This isn't just theoretical. Amazon scrapped an internal recruiting AI because it favored men. Facial recognition systems have repeatedly misidentified people of color. Bias in, bias out. And now it's being automated at scale. And that's the real risk of letting machines learn from our data and personal history without also teaching them what's wrong with it. Now let's zoom out a little bit. Imagine you're walking down a city street, you're on camera, your phone's tracking your location, and you tap your debit card or your credit card onto a payment point in a retail store. That's another data point logged amongst many others in your day-to-day life. So there's an element of physical surveillance there. But what about the invisible kind? AI is analyzing your browser behavior, your tone of voice, the way you scroll, what you watch, and many other things. It's constantly watching and it's learning. We used to worry about the term or the idea of Big Brother. Well, now it's more like the big algorithm. It's quiet, it's constant, and most of the time, we don't even know it's happening. And that raises the question, if you're always being observed, even by a machine, are you really free from being analyzed? And do we actually really have privacy when the machines are always watching? Now, we've covered some of the risks of AI and privacy, but let's talk about data breaches. In 2024, we saw a record-breaking wave of data breaches. Over 5.5 billion user records were compromised globally. That's almost one for every person on Earth. The biggest breach? A US data leak that exposed nearly 3 billion personal files, including full names, home addresses, phone numbers, and social security numbers. And while bigger data breaches are happening almost every day, the AI market keeps booming. It's now valued at over $390 billion, with forecasts suggesting it'll cross $1.8 trillion by 2030. So in other words, we're building faster than we're securing, and we're innovating faster than we're regulating. And we're exposing data at a scale we've never seen before. But here's the good news. We're not powerless. Here are some positives on how we can protect our privacy. Let's start with differential privacy. This is like adding a layer of statistical blur to your data, so an AI can learn general patterns without ever knowing individual details. It's basically how Apple analyzes user behavior without tracking individual users. Then we've got homomorphic encryption. It's complex, but the idea is simple. AI can compute on encrypted data without ever decrypting it. It's like doing math inside a locked box. Or take federated learning. Instead of sending your data to a central server, the AI comes to you. It learns directly from your device, then sends back only the updates, not your actual data. And of course, there's synthetic data. Entire datasets are created that look like real data but are artificially generated. They teach the model without risking your privacy. So yes, AI can be the problem, but it can also be the solution. So, how are governments responding to this new threat to data privacy? The European Union recently passed the EU AI Act, which categorizes AI systems by risk level. High-risk systems, like those used in biometric ID or credit scoring, face strict rules around transparency and bias testing. The law also works in tandem with GDPR, reinforcing rights like data portability, explanation, and the right not to be subject to fully automated decisions. In the US, for example, things are a little more fragmented. However, states like California are leading the way with AI-specific rules under the California Privacy Rights Act. But the US is still waiting for a unified national approach. Globally, the message is clear. If you are a business and your AI touches personal data, you're accountable. But is the law moving fast enough? Honestly, in my opinion, not really. And here's another question for you. Can you ever truly disappear from an AI system? Well, let's say you delete your social media accounts, you opt out of all the cookies, and you just lock everything down. Even then, chances are high that bits of your data have already been helped to train an AI model. a recommendation engine, a fraud detection system, and even a chatbot. And once it's learned from you, well, it doesn't forget. Like a ghost in the machine, your digital footprint lingers in algorithms long after you've logged off. So what do? Well, we don't unplug. That doesn't make any sense. We need to design these AI systems better. As users, we need to demand transparency on how the AI is using our personal data. As creators, we embed privacy by design. This is non-negotiable. As regulators, we move faster with global cooperation and smarter guardrails. At the end of the day, AI is here, it's changing everything, but privacy, human privacy, isn't optional. It's fundamental. This isn't a binary world where AI wins and privacy loses. It's a future we get to shape. And I want to leave you with this one last thought. Privacy isn't extinct yet, but it is endangered. Will we push for stronger safeguards or shrug and say, I've got nothing to hide? Thanks for listening to this episode of Quantum Logic. And if you like this episode, please share it with your friends and colleagues. And remember to stay curious and, as always, stay human. Bye for now.